Today in tutorial, your task is going to be to complete your own credit check sheet. So each of you should have one of these green credit check sheets in front of you. You should also have a copy of your own transcript. Now this is an example of a current senior's transcript, so they have a lot of classes listed. If you happen to maybe be a freshman, you are going to only have one semester listed, so every transcript is going to look a little bit different. What I want you to do really quickly first is to check your name and address, birthday, all those things up here. Make sure that that's correct. If there is anything that's wrong, circle that and make a note so that your tutorial teacher can give this back to us and get that edited on eSchool for you. So in order to complete your credit check sheet, it's pretty simple and straightforward. So what you're going to do is look at your transcript. You'll see a list of all the classes you've completed. Next to all those classes is a 2-letter code that helps you to match what subject area it goes to on this sheet. So you'll see on your credit check sheet, language art is listed as LA, that's all your English classes. All your social studies classes should be listed as SS, and that would match up to social studies on your transcript. Same thing with math, science, and then your electives and PE and health credits. They would all match up with these codes that are listed right next to it on the credit check sheet. So for this particular student, I'll start with the 9th grade classes. This student actually had Algebra 2 in 9th grade, which isn't very typical. You probably would have Algebra 1 in 9th grade or maybe honors math. But you're going to write down the classes that you had right here on your credit check sheet and then check off each class that you passed. So this student had Algebra 2 Semester 1, so I wrote Algebra 2 Semester 1, and they got an A, so they passed it. I checked that off. So if you happen to have any classes listed here that are an F and then you don't have any credit for it, don't put it on your sheet because you don't have that done and you don't have credit for it. What you're trying to do is check off every class that you've completed, and then at the end you can see what spaces you have left, so you can see what classes sign up to take next year when you do your forecasting sheet tomorrow. So you'll work your way down this list, matching up the codes with where each class goes. The only thing that might be slightly confusing is the difference between AL and EL electives, but all you need to know is that you need to match the AL electives on your transcript to this section here. The difference between the two, or the reason why you have two different categories, is so you have a wide variety of electives so that you're not doing something like taking just PE over and over and over. You need to have some other types of electives like the foods classes or foreign language or business, auto, etc. So when you look on your transcript, the first 6 classes that count as AL are going to be coded as AL. So that means you're going to take every one of those classes. So this student, for example, the first AL class that they had was auto. So your auto tech here, they got an A and passed it, so we check that off, and then you would just work your way down the list. So it would fill up all the AL, and then eventually the other classes will turn to just EL, so everything will be listed as EL, and then you would write them at the bottom of the sheet with this EL section. So you'll work your way through your whole transcript, check off everything that you have done. In the end, you should be able to clearly see what's done, what things are missing, and then you'll know to add those to your schedule. So for example, maybe you're an 11th grader now and you haven't passed the second semester of English, you don't have that checked off. You know that you need to then sign up next year to finish that credit because everything on here is required. If you choose to just ignore that and not add it to your schedule, your counselor will catch that and we will add you to the class, but it's just going to be easier for everyone involved if you notice what you're missing and write down what you need. At the bottom of the sheet there's a space to check off senior project and to check off smarter balance and work samples. You don't have to do anything with that today. You can completely ignore it. And as you're going through your transcript, if you have more than the 3 credits of science or more than 3 credits of math, all the extra things you can write down here. And if you took more than 2 semesters of PE, write all the extra things down here. When you're all done, again, you'll see what you have done, what you need to finish next year, and then in the following years. If you notice anything on your transcript that you think looks kind of weird, circle that and we can double check it and make sure that that's correct. If you happen to be a junior this year and you look here where your total credits are, If you have less than 13 and a half credits, you need to talk to your counselor, Mr. Rooney, now and figure out what you're going to do to make up credits, because you do not have enough credits to graduate on time, so you need to be signed up for summer school or night school or some kind of combination of the both. If you are in 10th grade and you have less than 6.5 credits here, that means you are behind in credits, and you should talk to me, Miss Radmaker, about signing up for summer school or night school to get back on track so that you can graduate on time in 12th grade. So once you're done with that, take your green credit sheet and your transcript. Make sure that your name is at the top so you don't get it confused with someone else. Turn that into your tutorial teacher, and they're going to keep this for you to use tomorrow when you make your forecasting schedule.